あれこれしかない。おお、ルパト。はい、どうも、シャカシャカです。本日は謎のプリンスの DVD 特典見ていきたいと思います。ギャラリーしかない。おー。あ、これしかない。なるほど。じゃあ一旦見ていくか。あー。じゃあ全部見ます。はい。
How are you?
Okay, here we go.
おう。
Look on your hand.
Cool, cheers, man. Thank you.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Hello everyone, my name's Matt Lewis.
Oh.
And I'm Alfie Enoch. And here we are in the room we spend most of our
開幕。
time when we're not busy shooting on a set of
右
Harry
変わっ
Potter.
てねえ
Yeah,
な。
that's right. We've been hanging about in this room for about 10 years. And in that time, some of us have got to discussing what we'd like to do on a film production if we weren't actors.
And this year, some of us have been very lucky to actually
Like that,
get behind the camera and find out exactly what goes on in these other departments. And we thought you'd like to come with us.
That's right. As Dan's always found editing interesting.
He got a
Oh,
chance
but
to
my
spend time with
YouTube
Mark Day, who was the editor for this film and The Order of the Phoenix.
Get out of town.
No, it's true.
No, actually, get out of town. Go on, leave. No, unfortunately, we need him.
Hello there.
あ、編集のダニエ
How are
ル。
you?
Good. Yes, very, very well. Thank you.
Good to see you.
And thank you for letting me come up here today as well. This is great. It's very exciting for me, actually. Okay, so Mark, what have you been working on today?
Today I've been working on the library scene where you talk to Hermione about who you're going to go to the party with.
はいはいはい
Now, I do seem to remember in that scene, when Hermione hits me, there was one take when it was
確かに。
very hard. Have you got that? I'd quite like to see that.
Because you probably haven't seen that.
No, well, I was concussed, of course.
Okay.
I am the chosen one.
拳強すぎだ。あ
Sorry.
That really did hurt quite a lot. I'll ask someone I like. You're laughing because you hit me so hard, aren't you? Okay. You really can hear the crunch of paper on bone, can't
So
you?
I couldn't use that one because obviously
I cracked up.
Blimey.
Ooh, maybe she doesn't know her own strength.
Oh, Dan does now.
NG シーン集も欲しいな、これ。
This is all very fancy here and wonderful. You've got a multicolored keyboard, for goodness sake. So, how long have you been using computers for to edit? 'Cause-
actually for about it's probably about 8 or 9 years now. Every cut that I do, every version of a cut I can keep, so I can always go back to an old cut.
How do you choose when to cut away from someone? I mean,
Yeah, it's just instinct. You can't really teach someone that. You just look at a scene and you just think about it. You have to kind of feel as though you're the person in the scene and then kind of think, when would I actually want to see the other person for that particular line?
Because that's the thing, in my head, if I was editing a scene, it would just be when one person's talking, you have the camera on.
Yeah.
And that's incredibly dull to watch.
Exactly,
It's
but,
really
but that's
boring.
how, you know, it evolves, basically. You kind of start off, maybe you start off like that. When I first start a scene, I usually overcut it. And then I'll look at it again. I'll go back and I'll look at
When you say
from the
overcut
beginning.
it, what
Well,
do
I'll
you mean?
use too many shots because the director will cover a scene multiple angles, as you well know. So then I start paring it down and kind of extending shots.
How different is it to cut a massive action scene, say like the fight between Dumbledore and Voldemort at the end of the 5th film, and a scene like this where you've got 3 or 4 shots in total?
Sometimes it's actually more complicated because action scenes are really quick. It's just a few frames here, a few frames there, and you just have to keep cutting. And whereas on a dialogue scene, you have to get the nuance of the scene, and that's the tricky thing sometimes. You know where to go on you for a particular line, or not to be on you for a particular line. You know, but editing is very subjective, and so what you may think is a good cut, I may not.
How many times would you see this film?
Oh man. It's many, many, many times. And that's also quite difficult because you actually have to kind of keep a clear head and look at it from an outsider's point of view as if you're seeing it for the first time, which is quite tricky sometimes because I've seen it 300 times.
At what point would you declare a film was finished? What is the last person to...
Well, we go through various processes where we show the producers, obviously, and they all have their say. You know, so everyone has ideas, obviously, about filmmaking, and that's why it's so interesting being an editor because you're involved with the whole process of where it evolves over the months and months.
1735の編集
Scale.
Thank you very, very much indeed, Mark. Thank you.
Nice to see
気
you.
が遠くなる。
I'll go and shoot some more material for
Yes.
you. All right, thank you.
How about watching the film 300 times?
It almost rivals some of our biggest fans.
大ファンより
You
も
were
見て
really
るでしょ
lucky, weren't you? You got to go around with Tom and Ollie and check out some of the really cool special effects that they do around the set. Yeah, that was actually so much fun. I'm really looking forward to watching this. Hi guys, my name's Matt Lewis. I play Neville Longbottom.
Hi, I'm Oliver. I'm one of the better half of the Weasley.
My name is Tom Felton and I play Draco Malfoy.
We're here with Mark from the special effects department at Harry Potter, and we're going to be learning about all sorts of things, particularly these cauldrons in front of me. What happens? Oh, okay. Right, how does that work then?
Try that.
With this?
Yes.
Okay. You ready?
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
It is.
That's very cool.
Just press the red button.
But there's got,
Well, what we've got is we've got a bottle of gas and we've got a electrically operated solenoid gas valve, which is what we're doing. So it's just simply opening and closing a valve, and then we've got a little tiny piece of firelighter, which is just going and
that's just sat in there,
to
is
ignite
it?
the gas as it comes up.
And it comes...
Yeah, very simple.
耳が壊れる
What about the knitting needles there? Okay. So I'm sure that one now will be interesting. It took about 2.5 months to make this, get all the movement, and it does work accurately.
It actually knits when you want it
No,
to.
it won't.
これの裏側こんなになってたんだ
But it's very. You could. I think you could get it from this.
Oh, really? Okay, wow.
But it would take a bit more time. Than
Yeah,
the
yeah.
film.
I thought this was all CGI, but it's not at all. I mean,
Well,
you
no,
guys,
it's not.
you guys actually make these.
It's testament to good work, really.
Absolutely.
バリバリの機械だったんだ
Pocket down, you've been painting more than galleons, my friend. We've got eyes on the back of our heads.
あ
Last week we were filming in
Zonko
the Weasley
じゃねえわ
shop.
あの
Weasley was his Weasley shop. And there's quite a few good things now.
プレイ上の
There's
ね
this. So if you open it,
Please, enlighten me. What is that? Whoa!
欲しいそれそれ欲
it's
し
air
い
operated, so we can put the arrows up your arm.
That looks like a great bit of fun.
Yeah.
Could I possibly have a quick go?
I'm sure you can. Yeah.
Bosh! That was millimetres away.
面
I
白
did
そうそ
notice a
れ
lovely notebook here. I was hoping you could talk me through it. I believe this is Rita Skeeter's.
It is.
Lovely.
I'll show you how it works.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'd love to.
The magnets. There's a little magnet on the end of the pen.
Okay, so you just sort of
And
connect that
you
in.
connect it into there. You,
Yeah,
快適
and you.
めちゃくちゃ機械
Have a
的
go.
That forward, and it goes along.
Wow.
And then and it flicks back like
Yeah. So how long would this take to construct then?
that was about 3 weeks. Like that.
3 weeks. That's pretty
このシーンね
You're nearly writing a novel there, I think.
Well, thank you so much for this. It's been incredible. It's really opened my eyes to all the stuff you guys get up to. Thank you. We had such a great time learning about all the practical effects there that Tom met up with John Richardson, the special effects supervisor, to discuss some of the effects that were used in the bathroom scene.
So, John, I hear you're the man to ask about the bathroom scene. I'm deadly intrigued now to find out what was involved with that.
Well, we did lots of things,
Ah,
as you no doubt
なるほどね。
saw,
Yeah.
which included lots of warm water.
I dread to think.
About 1,000 gallons of hot
Yeah, I
water.
can imagine. There was a lot of water on the
There was a-
day. It was very pleasant to be sort of halfway through the scene, and all of a sudden you feel this gush of warm water down the back of your neck.
確かに
Lovely.
Yeah, we could have got down there with you, actually. wasn't it?
Obviously, John, at the end of each take, sort of painful amount of resetting to do. Did you have some pumps
Well,
to
we
get the water
had
out?
pumps to get it in and pumps to get it
Swami
out
did that
and
thing.
dryers to dry it off.
Of course, yeah. I did see the
and
big tubes trying to sort of blow hot air everywhere to try and...
Yeah, we had everything going. It was just a myriad of the usual sort of magic things we do.
Sure.
There was squibs, mirrors breaking,
Sure.
pipes bursting.
Lots of it.
Holes
How
through
did you get the mirrors to smash exactly? Because it seemed very, very orchestrated.
Little compressed air devices behind them.
Okay.
And the mirrors were sandwiched in little plastic
Ah,
sheets
so
so
you
that
funny, eh?
you didn't get bits of mirror flying everywhere.
Okay.
But it was enough to crack it and smash it,
Okay.
but not
Not to
shatter
throw it
it
everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, very clever. So our safety was
always
paramount.
paramount.
Well, I'm pleased to hear it. Pleased to hear it. John, it was definitely the most memorable scene of my time here. So I thank you for all your hard
そりゃ
work
そう
and
でしょ
appreciation.
My pleasure. Let's do
記憶
it
と
again
傷
on the
が
next
残って
one.
る
Fingers crossed. Let's do that.
That stuff was pretty amazing, wasn't it? Yeah, that was really cool. I'm jealous I didn't get to come with you guys. Looked like you had a lot of fun. But Jessie's also been having a lot of fun. She wanted to find out what it takes to train an owl. I love owls. They're such wise creatures. They always look so intelligent.
賢い
Hi, I'm Jessie Cave. I play
Man,
Lavender
kita
Brown. And I've been given the chance to
Kita
fly an
na.
owl today, or learn to fly an owl, or try to fly an owl. This is Guillaume. And you're an owl expert, aren't you?
Yes, I am owl trainer.
An owl trainer. How many animals are there?
For the owls, we have 27 owls.
Hedwig. There we go.
how long have you been training owls? And how long do they generally have to be trained for?
I'm training owls, birds for over 12 years now.
12?
Yeah,
12年も。
and just for the base, like a bird come to you and make him stay somewhere. You need between 1 month and 3 months. And after, when you train to retrieve things, because owls are not the cleverest animals on the
Really?
world. No.
Are they stupid?
Whoa, did she just ask if they were stupid? Let's replay that, please.
Are they stupid?
I'm not going to say they're stupid. They're not very clever. And so that take a longer time. And that can take between 6 months and 2 years for a bird to learn properly how to pick up a letter and fly with.
That's a long time,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
古そう映
It's
像
a
が
big job. Yeah.
What about the wise old owl?
Matt, I hate to disappoint you, but owls only look clever.
夢壊されてる。
Come on, you.
Okay,
天才
okay.
フクロウ。
The wind maker fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's very pretty. I'd like to know more about Hootie. All the actors obviously have doubles,
Yes.
which is quite disconcerting. Does, say, Hedwig
ヘロイ
have a
って
double?
なんか3匹ぐらいなかったっけ？
Really?
When we shoot for one animal on a movie, you have minimum 3 animals behind.
はいはいはいはい。
Because sometimes they can be sick, not feeling very well. Sometimes, if we shoot too long time, the animal can be tired.
So how many hours can Hootie work for before it has to go home?
Or they can do like 10 flies.
Should we get Hootie back over here? Can he come back?
No problem. But it.
Oh.
すごいな。
Wow, well, thank you very much for telling me all about Hootie. He's
No
been a bit of
problem.
a hoot.
Despite how wise Matt may think owls are, I hear they don't make very good pets, so none of you get any funny ideas and ask your parents to buy you a pet owl for your birthday.
Anyway,
海外
moving
クオリテ
on
ィ。
from flying owls to a flying
空に飛ぶ
rooster.
のはルパートだ
How'd you like that segue?
言い方おもろい
That's
な。
impressive.
Yeah,
Really like what you did.
That's good, wasn't it?
Hi, I'm Rupert Grint, and this are the stunts.
Hi, Rupert. Welcome to the stunt department.
Yeah, cool.
Can you remember what we did in the past when we've been on the trampoline and we've done a little bit of bouncing? We're going to do the same again today, but we're going to put you in a harness. Okay, and what that effective does, it gives you more lift and you can hold your position longer.
Cool, yeah, that sounds good.
Are you happy with that, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, in order to prevent very serious injury, first Rupert will have to warm up with the stuntmen.
Warm up. Can't wait to see this.
I've jumped.
まあでも
look at that
水中よりは簡単なんじゃない？
Balance.
Put your hands through if you can.
That's incredible. I can do that.
I know for a fact I can't do that.
難しいね。
Yeah.
Ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
Right, let's get attached to the harness now. Safety first. We're going to see how well he does catching the ball, being thrown at him at lightning speeds, jumping perilously high.
Oh, and an excellent catch. Look at that. Spectacular. Here comes another. He looks ready. Here we go. Almost in the face. Almost got him in the face. Not so good. Oh, but there we go
was
again.
smooth.
Make it look easy now.
He's still got enough breath to talk as well.
Ron's the keeper in this. I've got to practice all these different saves.
Chest.
Slap down save. That's spectacular over there. That's liquid Quidditch. Oh, God! That's got him in the face.
We've got to see the
That's got
instant
him in the
replay.
face.
Take that back.
Oh,
right in the
that's
face.
Great in slow motion.
Oh, he was looking so good up until that point.
Tension. Oh, that's a spectacular flip. I hope people didn't miss that at home. That is liquid trampolining. Is there anything this man can't do?
I don't think so. London 2012, I tell you. It's going to be
Hot
that.
new prospect.
I like this bit of bouncing. I don't know, it's cool.
What an athlete.
I would say that is trampolining genius in action. That expertise
めっちゃ
is
褒めまくってる。
undeniable.
It goes without saying that when a man dedicates himself to being the best, there's nothing he can't achieve.
True. When he did that amazing save with his face, he just kept calm and carried on.
It was a mark of a real pro, it really
Absolutely.
was. Well, let's just relax as we catch up with Ivana, who sat down with Gianni Tamin to discuss Harry Potter wardrobe.
What? No clever segue?
I'm too tired, man.
This is Shani, she's a costume designer. Can you describe what your day is like in costume?
I read the script and then I try to think about it, and I try to design a costume for every character who is written in the script, and the crowd as well.
Even the extras and everyone?
Everybody. Everybody has to wear something that we have been thinking
うわー、
before,
13
because they have to
キロメートル。
fit in the world of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
and they have to make a little ensemble who give the magie to the film.
When you meet the actors, do you ever change it? Your
Yes, I
costumes a
do.
bit?
Because you can conceive something, but then when you see it on somebody, or when you see the personality of somebody, then of course you have to adapt it to their personality. Like when I met you, I knew that you were going to bring to the costume so much more, because first you had your own ideas about what you wanted to wear, and also because your physical character, your long blonde hair, your tiny size, it was something that we could adapt to the costume to make it even more beautiful or more convincing.
Yeah.
ルーナは説得力あるよな。
Do you have like a favorite costume to design?
Well, I really think that your character is a very interesting character because you are sort of, I'm not saying you are mad, but you are full of fantasy, and that's always nice to do.
Fun,
And this year we had your Christmas dress was going to look like a Christmas tree, and it was wonderful to design, and also because you enjoyed that dress very much. It was quite a challenge to make a dress which was that mad and in the same time that pretty. Because you do look very pretty in it. And when we made that dress, we were thinking about all the jewelry that you would wear with it. And then you decided to tell me about it, because that's such a lovely story.
Everyone thinks it's a reindeer though, so you can call it whatever, but it's actually her hair for her Patronus.
Was it difficult to make? Because you made also last year for us your radishes. So you make your little radishes. And they were so much more beautiful than ours, so we kept yours. And you make your ring as well.
Yeah.
But
it's just
how
like,
long it takes you to make that?
That'll be about 45 minutes. Like the thing is, you don't have to get it perfect because it's Luna. You know, she's random, she's arty, and she doesn't want it to be. Like,
So you want to tell me that if it was not for Luna, you will have made it better than that? I don't believe you, because I think it's so perfectly made. It's lovely. And also what's nice is that in the construction where we put it, you have the feeling that he's running, that he's jumping.
Yeah, but you
and that's
had
really
this
nice.
idea with the ribbon. I thought
Yes, let me see it on your wrist. Oh, look at that. Look at that. He's moving. Whoop, he's jumping. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think you did such a great job with that. I was very proud of you.
Thanks for talking to me, Johnny, and explaining all about the costume. And
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Okay.
And next year we're going to have even more beautiful costume for you.
Yeah.
Wow, well, Ivana's certainly pretty handy with those beads.
Yes, Alfie, they are little pieces of art. And speaking of art, let's see what Bonnie's been doing, because she spent some time in the art department.
Ah.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Ryan. I play Ginny Weasley, and besides acting, one of my favourite passions is art. So I'm here in the art department to show you around kind of all the different things that they've been making. All of these props are from the Weasley Wizarding Wheezes. In the graphics department, they've kind of designed all specific product names that they've been coming up with for like the whole film. One of my favourite ones is all the love potions. This one's called Twilight Moonbeam, so we've all got really weird mad names that we're looking on set. I spent a lot of time, about a week in the art department. Some of the things that I was doing was help decorate the Weasley house, which is quite fun to do, as kind of it's meant to be all homemade, and I was actually making it. It was quite weird. When we were in the scene, I was looking around, I was like, oh, I did that.
家って大体手作りじゃね
This is Eduardo, who's a graphic designer. Hi, we're wondering if you could show us all your amazing things.
Now, some of the products, like the decoy detonator, nose-biting teacup, they come from the book J.K. Rowling. She did that. But the majority of the products this year we have to come up ourselves.
Did you spend a long time thinking of all different names?
Yes, but like more than 300 names.
Oh my god.
And we have to clear every single name before we do the design.
How many things did you actually have to make of each? Were there so many?
I think it was at least 100 of each product.
So how long did it take?
Varies, but I think more or less 3 to 4 days and 5 days until you show everyone and everyone approves.
Yeah. Do you do all of it kind of by hand, or do you do it on the computer?
We tend to do a little bit by hand and computer, but the computer is the primary.
Quibbler magazine. There's so many details kind of within the books. Do people get to see it all?
No, but I think this is a kind of Harry Potter thing, and Stuart, he's really good on that, and everyone just follow him. And Stephanie, everything is so detailed. So it's already now in mind that everything needs to be
not kind of empty books. Yeah.
No, yeah.
I can see now there's so many different things in the film industry that I don't think people really realise are here.
Oh, well, there's so many talented people working behind the scenes to make Harry Potter look as good as it does. And I mean the films, by the way, not Dan. He doesn't.
Well, in fact, one of our very own co-stars has joined the ranks of those working diligently behind the camera.
Yeah, that's right, actually. James has been trying his hand as an assistant director. Or is it a production assistant?
Well, it's more floor runner, really. But I mean, you call him whatever you want. We're going to see how he's getting on.
Hi, I'm James Phelps. You may know me as Fred Weasley in the Harry Potter series. However, on this film, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, I decided to change the glamorous order in front of the camera to behind the camera, take part in the AD department. So I'm going to show you around and what I do. AD stands for Assistant Directors, so we're basically the go-betweens for every other department and make sure the actors are happy, make sure they're all on set on time, make sure every crew that needs to be told where they need to be are where they need to be at the time, making the whole studio pretty much work for the film. I think it's personally one of the most important departments going. Just because the AD department, you get to see everyone, every department working, you get to know every department's characteristics and what they do.
They're filming behind the scenes of the day in the life of James, which that's ultimately cringeworthy for him, because of course ADs don't get filmed, so I feel very sorry for him today, to be fair. But very funny nonetheless, I'm having a good giggle.
I haven't actually had to make my brother happy while ADing, because luckily I've been acting at the same time as he has, so I put back on the actor side of things and get things done for me. However, when I am running, I have to obviously go and make certain members of the cast cups of tea, get them drinks, get them sweets, you know, all that kind of stuff. Which is quite, I mean, I don't mind doing it, but it's quite different doing what we used to get other people to do on previous films.
Yeah, I once asked James to get me a skyhook. Didn't see him for 5 hours.
What's a skyhook?
Exactly.
Joker.
You know, Rupert and Matt do like to try and make me do a lot more than I maybe should.
I've made some quite ridiculous requests, I suppose.
James, you wouldn't mind getting me a drink there, please? Or, you know, it has to be done.
We've all given a fair amount of stick, I think.
He's
a traitor. He's betrayed the cast. Must be punished for that.
No, James has been he's been a valid member of the cast for a while, and now his brother Oliver's doing the ADing. It's really nice to have him on set, really. It's a shame James can't be here more, because I've really grown in close with Oliver over the months, and it'd be good to see James when he comes back filming.
The thing that we like to do to pass the time, even though I'm not really supposed to, is race the golf buggies that we have here. The smaller ones are pretty slow, so my favourite is normally this big one, which is quite quick. We've got a nice causeway here. It's quite a nice little racetrack, so yeah, I'll see you later.
He's actually incredibly professional about the whole thing. I thought he'd be sort of messing around thinking it's all right, I'm an actor as well. But he's not, he takes his job incredibly seriously.
Pretty good at it, very organised and stuff, and telling you what to do.
I think it's great that he's actually trying to do something else, not just resting on laurels and just acting and stuff. I think it's great.
This is David Yates's chair, who's the director. So this is probably the most important chair on the set. So it has to be clean and ready to be used at all times. Next to his is Bruno, who's the director of photography. He's the second most important person on the set, as he's in charge of lighting the set. 2 very important chairs, guided by a very important member of the crew. No, sorry, Paul, thank you.
そう守るの警備員
Yeah, cover eye, coming in now. I've just been called off to work back on set, but, you know, hope you enjoyed my showing you around the other side of the camera. You've seen the glamorous side that the actors have. This is where the real work gets done. So thank you very much and have a good day.
Matt to Alfie, I think it will be fun to talk on these all the time. Over.
Yeah, this is Alfie to Matt. I think it would actually get quite boring after a while. Over.
You think? Over?
ただやりたいだけだろ
Yeah, it's starting to get boring already. Let's just stop. Yes, this is Alfie to Matt. It's starting to get boring already. Let's stop it.
Okay, over now.
無線越しじゃなきゃ会話が通じない
Honestly.
ガキ
Well, Emma's the last one up, and she chose to speak with Amanda Knight, who's the head of makeup for all 6 of the Harry Potter films we've had so far.
Hello, I'm Emma Watson, and I'm here at Leavesden with Amanda, who
出たな
is our
通常
chief
で美
makeup
人だよ
artist and has been since film 1, so from the very beginning. We're going to do a dark mark, aren't we?
We're going to do a very quick 闇の印大量生産されてる
It's very simple.
水転写シール
Put it on, and we spray it with water, and hopefully it comes out. Obviously, Emma doesn't normally have a dark mark because she's not a Death Eater.
I'm on the right side.
あったな昔駄菓子屋でこんなの。
Ow. There you go.
すごい。
My
ハーマイオニーがデスイーターになった。
Might cover that up.
Those look really cool. It's a shame we didn't get to wear those.
I wanted to find out for ourselves.
そうでしょ。
So I managed to get the stuff we need to
Hey.
have go with the tattoos.
Right, come on, I'll go first.
Right, okay. I think I know what I'm doing here. Do I just pop it on
No,
there?
you got to peel it off first.
Peel it off. Yeah, it's fine. So now I just dab it.
Yeah. I thought you knew what you were doing.
I don't know what I'm doing. Honestly, don't be so bossy.
それと威張るな。
I'm being careful. Look at this. This is wonderful. I've got the touch. It's going to look great.
What is that?
Not as good as I'd hoped. Yeah, I know, but it's not.
実際難しい。
Amanda, what was your biggest makeup challenge this year?
I would say
That's
Tattoo Man, which has been thrown into us at the last minute. We had to adapt the design slightly. Some of them we had to hand draw on, so that was the final result.
That's absolutely incredible. How long did it take it to do?
It took 4 makeup artists, probably 5 hours.
I think one of my funniest moments on this film was Dan and Rupert, who kind of played a trick on me, which was that in Nocturne Alley, which is kind of like the dodgy area of Diagon Alley, and they just said, Emma, go and take a look in that shop window. So I went and pulled back the curtain, and there was this man, and what I thought at a brief glance was basically practically naked and just covered in tattoos, just sat there in this chair in this like tattoo parlour in Diagon Alley. And my face, because Dan and Rupert obviously knew that how I was going to react, we both just sat there just laughing at me. It's quite embarrassing.
Well, I think we can give that to him for his money, eh?
You look ridiculous.
Says you.
I don't look ridiculous. Don't know what you're on about.
ちょっと調子に乗ってるです。あ、お
It's
前
quite
も。
embarrassing, but we were, well, I mean, I was 9 when I first auditioned. I was probably about 10, 11 when we first
ちょっ
started
と調子に乗
filming.
ってるデスイーターみたいなやつ。
An emergency.
Yeah.
You'd lost a front tooth.
Yeah, it was one of like, it was one of these very, very front teeth. And I had to wear a kind of like a...
Piece,
like
with a tooth.
Yeah.
Gets
How embarrassing is that?
ああ、そう
This
だ
was
ったん
something
だ。
that Amanda made me for my 18th birthday. And you very sweetly, she got everyone to write me a little message. But what's really interesting is what's on the other side, which is the continuity photographs from the very, very first film. So this is what we all used to look like, and it's absolutely hysterical if you just look like, if I look at my hair, look how pale, and Bonnie, and Tom, Jamie, Josh.
This is how I first remember you, coming in for your screen tests.
So weird,
and Rupert.
very strange.
And Dan, look at them all.
I think it's Rupert and Matt who've changed the most.
Yes.
Ne.
That's so embarrassing. My eyes aren't even open in that picture. What are you talking about? The picture Emma just showed, my eyes are closed.
But we're meant to be saying our goodbyes now. I don't think it matters. Just say goodbye to the people.
Yeah, but I'm always going to be remembered now as the bloke who had his eyes closed on Emma's birthday card.
It doesn't really matter. I'm sure you'll get over it, yeah? Plus, nobody would have noticed if you hadn't pointed it out just now.
Oh, great.
Honestly, come on, let's say goodbye, yeah?
Bye.
Bye. You can do better than that. That was...
やる気
Come
な
on,
く
get
なっ
some
てる。
energy. Do you need a moment?
Okay, no, it's fine.
Let's do it.
Sorry.
Bye. Much better.
Thanks.
面白かった。
Alfie to Matt, I think we should go this whole time over.
Alfie to Matt, I'm Alfie and you're Matt.
Dedicate It's always bringing me down. I think we give game face on. Oh, blimey, I'm trying to talk. Yes, he has.
ここも NG シーン集あるんだ。
Sorry.
That was so good. I just stumbled on the word. This has got to stop.
楽しそう。あ、はい。宣伝はね、入れておかないと。制限時間1分。みんなでキャラクターを語ろう。ちょっと面白そう、これ。
In a world of impossible obstacles and insurmountable odds, our cast faces their biggest challenge yet. To see if they can remember their character's storyline from the last 6 films. They thought it would be easy, but then they heard it had to be done in 60 seconds.
制限時間は1分。
Let the challenge begin!
They started out pretty small part, kind of jokesters.
Fred and George were really just messing around with their mum's head.
I'm only joking. I am Fred.
The second film was much the same, and they played a lot of Quidditch and had a good time with it, I think. And we also saw them at home with the Weasley family.
Morning, Weasleys!
Morning, Dad!
Third film was when they discovered the Marauders map and gave it to Harry.
Everyone?
Everyone. Where they are, what they're doing every minute of every day.
Brilliant!
Fourth film, they decided to take a load of bets at the Triwizard Tournament, and they had very long hair at that point. And also Harry gave them the money from the Triwizard Tournament, which he didn't want in the time, which they put into money which goes into the fifth film, where they decided to develop all these sweets and try them out with kids.
なるほど。
Care for another?
They get more rebellious.
And decided to leave school because they'd had enough of Umbridge rule. Then in the sixth film, which we're doing now, they decided to open up their shop with the money what Harry gave them and also the products what they sold in the fifth film. And this is where we are at the moment. They're entrepreneurs.
ハリーのお金と、そうだったんだ。
So Ginny Weasley first gets introduced with Harry on the platform.
Walk straight at the wall between platforms 9 and 10. Good luck.
And Ginny Weasley is part of a really, really big family with loads of brothers, and she's the youngest. And then she kind of starts to kind of like Harry. That dies down, and then she gets taken over by Lord Voldemort in the Chamber of Secrets.
Oh, Ginny, please don't be dead. Wake up! Wake up!
She won't wake. As poor Ginny grows weaker, I grow stronger.
And then she goes in Dumbledore's army.
Reducto!
あ、急に飛んだ。
And then she goes to the Ministry of Magic.
Reducto!
そっか。出番
Now
ない
here
のか。
she is with kind of becoming Harry Potter's love interest.
さあ、
Harry is
一番む
still
ずい
a
ぞ。
void, but he's not. He's a wizard. He's always had these magical powers, and he thought, but he didn't know what they were. He just thought he was a bit freaky. And then one day, a massive bloke called Hagrid arrived and said, "Hey,
You're a wizard, Harry, and a thumping good a-night wager.
And it all started from there. And he left his horrible family from before and went into the magical world, which he thought was going to be brilliant, and it was for a while. And he seemed to take to it very, very well. And he's very, very good at it.
Gryffindor!
Meets Ron and Hermione, and they're his best friends, and they're great. And meets Dumbledore and Sirius. Then it turned a bit nasty when he realised there was a bloke out to kill him, called Voldemort.
Stop.
And so then he sets out on a journey to try and kill Voldemort, and it sort of goes on from there. People die, there's lots of bloodshed and gore, but there's all sorts of happy things and laughs. I love it, a bit of teenage romance and puberty and hormones, and it's just generally brilliant.
Ron on the train on the way to Hogwarts, he meets Harry.
I'm Ron, by the way. Ron Weasley. I'm Harry Potter.
That's where their sort of friendship sort of starts, and then
Yeah,
he has a little bit of a clash with Hermione in the first one. Second film, he rescues Harry from his house at Dursley's in the flying car. That film, they sort of become closer friends.
It's not much.
I think it's brilliant.
It has the basilisk at the end. And then the third film, Scabbers find out that he is a bad person. The fourth one, Ron, he's a little bit confused with sort of the way he feels about Hermione.
It's one thing for a bloke to show up, you know. For a girl, it's just sad.
I won't be going alone because, believe it or not, someone's passed.
And he goes to the Yule Ball with Padma. The fifth one, it's sort of all about Dumbledore's army, and they all sort of have this big battle at the end. And this one, Ron's sort of a bit cocky. He's got a girlfriend. He's on the Quidditch team, and yeah, that's it. Did it? Yeah.
時間ないあ、トム
We start with Draco. He's a
いい
very
笑顔
evil and jealous child of Harry and all the limelight he's getting.
Saint Potter. And people actually think that he's the heir of Slytherin?
He just gets more jealous as the years go on and slightly more childish.
Dementor!
Draco has a very evil father who put him through a lot in his childhood.
Don't boast, Draco.
厳しい
There's no need with these people.
Slowly he gets to like the fifth, sixth film and he realises that he wants a piece of the action. So he tries to be the Harry Potter of the dark side, if you will. Don't you understand? I have to do this. He fails miserably and then he's ashamed for what he's done. So we shall see what's yet to happen for the character.
Hermione Granger.
Oculus,
repairer. Born to dentist parents, quite strict, kind of brought up quite well, very academic, kind of nerdy, kind of geeky, doesn't really fit in. Then eventually they accept her and she becomes friends with Harry and Ron, and she helps Harry through all the devil's snare, and she comes up with the right answer, and she's just really clever, and so she's great. Ace team member, she keeps it cool when it's stressful. She gets petrified, she gets like frozen by the basilisk. Then third film, she punches Malfoy, she's really like girl powery. That felt good. She's got the time turner, she can go back and forward in time. That's really cool. She really loves Buckbeak, she really saves the day. Fourth one, Victor Crumb, he comes very kind of handsome, Bulgarian bonbon. She wears a pretty dress, that's meant to be like her big moment. One ruins her night, and really that she wishes that he'd asked her, but he doesn't get that, so he just ruins the whole thing for her anyway. She cries on the steps, it's really tragic. Next one, she starts up Dumbledore's army, and she encourages Harry to stop being such an angry teenage boy and do something with his life.
Expelliarmus!
And make things better for everyone else. This one, she really is starting to like Ron at this point and thinks that something's going to happen with them, and he breaks her heart by going and snogging this really annoying, giggly, stupid girl called Lavender. She's pretending that she doesn't care when she really does, and that's really bad, and that's about it. Is that okay?
めっちゃ詰め込んだな。質問タイム。あなたのことを教えて。あ、どうも、シャカシャカです。何？急にポップ。あ、水トム。
I'm Tom Felton and I play Draco Malfoy in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. But do you really know me? Or Dan, or Emma, or Rupert, in fact? I bet you don't. So I thought it would be fun to jot down a few questions and have my fellow cast members answer them, so we can all get to know each other a little better. The key to this is they have to answer right away, the first thing that comes to mind.
質問には即答すること？
Oh my goodness.
Like, I would say, what is your favourite word? If it were me, I would say atrocious. It's so expressive, don't you think? Atrocious.
Pretty cool word, actually.
Shall we see what the gang said?
Definitely.
Okay, here we go. What is your favourite word?
Quidditch.
Sponge. Boston.
Spongy.
Verdurous. Your crevice.
Glockenspiel.
Splendid. Now, if you could eat just one food, what would it be?
I like ice cream.
Indian.
インド料理。
Pepperoni pizza.
Fish and chips.
Chinese.
Mediterranean.
Ice cream.
Pizza.
Nutella, basically on anything.
Fish.
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 Really? But it does taste nice.
As for me, chalk another one up for ice cream. I'm a chocolate guy. Do you prefer chocolate or strawberry?
だからそんなアイスをしてんの。
Chocolate.
Strawberry.
Both together. Chocolate.
Chocolate. Strawberry.
Strawberry.
Chocolate.
Chocolate strawberries.
Chocolate. Not stupid.
I didn't know that
バカだ
could
な。
be linked to intelligence. My goodness. You defeat one dark wizard, you think you know everything. Let's move away from food for a moment. I always find it interesting which celebrities turn other celebrities' head. So, Hogwarts celebs, which famous person would you most like to spend the day with? Remember, the first person who comes to mind.
The Queen.
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Quentin Tarantino.
Tarantino. まあまあまあまあ。
Oh, how nice, James. Brother. I'm sure Oliver will return the favour and say James.
David Beckham.
What? I heard you the first time, you ungrateful weasel. How about you, Devon?
Angelina Jolie.
Ooh, Devon. Angelina Jolie. We'll see if we can work that one out for you, mate. Now, let's travel back in time. Which historical figure would you most like to spend the day with?
Lord Byron.
William Shakespeare.
John Keats.
Shakespeare, yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, they're such poets at heart. Anyone else?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali かっこかける。
Martin Luther King.
Nelson Mandela.
Winston Churchill.
Eamon de Valera.
Eamon de Valera, born 1882, New York City, grew up in Ireland where he eventually became President of the Republic, contributed to the writing of Ireland's constitution, and whose New York Times obituary headline read, he dominated Irish life as a fighter, leader, hero, and statesman. Goodness, I feel like Hermione. Let's talk about your greatest musical fantasy. If you had your pick of any music act, with whom would you like to tour?
Kings of Leon.
Led Zeppelin.
Brian Jonestown Massacre.
The Pixies.
Iron Maiden.
Kings of Leon. Kings of Leon.
Kaiser Chiefs.
Oasis.
Elton John.
The Beatles.
Rage Against the Machine.
Now, back to reality. Who is the most famous person you've ever met?
Robin Williams once.
Robert Downey Jr.
Annie Lennox. Tom Felton.
Oh, Daniel Logan.
Kevin Sinfield, lead Ryan as captain.
Princess Diana.
Ivana Lynch.
Johnny Depp, and that was pretty amazing.
Let's dig deeper, shall we? What would you most like to change about the world?
All the fighting that's going on.
War. Crime.
Poverty.
Inequality.
No war.
Poverty.
Probably my timekeeping.
僕の時間管理
Everyone to be ginger would be good. A ginger world, that would be cool.
I should point out to those of you watching outside the UK that this is ginger hair. Was that last question too deep? Okay then, let's talk about sports, shall we? Which sport would you most like to master?
Cricket.
クリケット
Football. Boxing. Table tennis. Darts.
Shoulder jumping.
Karate. Martial arts. Golf.
Rock climbing. Some kind of martial art that meant I could kick everyone's
Yes, well, I guess we know not to mess with them now, don't we? I noticed no one mentioned two of my favourite sports, rugby and Quidditch, of course. I wonder which they prefer. Rugby, Quidditch, rugby, Quidditch.
I'm gonna have to go with Quidditch.
Quidditch. Quidditch.
Quidditch. Quidditch.
Rugby.
League.
Quidditch.
男ども
Quidditch, definitely.
Quidditch is obviously big on our set. Tell me, do you travel much? Where would you most like to visit?
New Zealand. New York.
New Zealand.
Australia.
Japan.
ジャパン
India.
ルパート
South America. Australia.
South Africa.
Outer space.
おい
Now, if your travel plans went terribly wrong and you became stranded on a desert island and could only have one book with you, which book would it be?
Great Gatsby.
The Old Man of the Sea. Harry Potter.
Robinson Crusoe.
The Journey of the Peaceful Warrior.
The Goblet of Fire.
The Northern Lights.
Harry Potter.
Julie Cooper or the Bible.
How to build a raft.
How
柄
to
の
build a
作り方
raft.
いいね
Quite brilliant. All right, we're coming up to the big finale. You ready for the lightning round? Here we go. What is your favourite sound?
The sound of the crowd when a goal goes in.
Chalk on a blackboard.
Music. I don't know.
The sound of cooking.
A horse neighing.
Hush.
Crash.
Rap.
Heavy rain on a window when you're like inside and all warm and it's really kind of loud and yeah, that one.
What makes you laugh?
Dara O'Brien, the stand-up comic.
Slapstick.
Jokes.
People falling over. My friends.
Everything.
何でもルパート
Ice Age. 1 and 2.
And finally, if you couldn't be an actor, what would you like to be?
I'd like to be a cartoonist.
Professional sportsman.
Set designer.
Directing.
I'd like to be a singer.
Journalism.
A lawyer.
Skiing.
ジャーナリストダニエル
Being a nun.
Director.
Guitar player.
Professional
ダー
darts
ツ
player.
好きねあんた
This has been great fun, but sadly this is coming to an end. As I pose this final question, what are you most grateful for?
Lots of things.
I'd managed to be alive.
My mum.
For everything.
My family.
My parents.
My mum. My health.
I'm quite grateful for this.
For my part in this film.
This whole acting thing with Harry Potter.
Okay, you know the questions. Here are a few of my answers. The Beatles, the weather in England, golf, Quidditch,
Tom.
Fiji, a coin in water, Harry Potter, life, a musician, and once again, life. That's all for now. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
Is that it? That was pretty good.
よしじゃあ最後に未公開新集見ていきたいと思いますハリーとハーマイオニーホグワーツの廊下を歩くの巻
Tell me what Arthur said.
If Dumbledore is travelling, then it's news to the Ministry. But what about this? That night at Morgan and Burke's, Draco was looking at a vanishing cabinet.
はいはいはいはい
What Draco want with a vanishing cabinet?
You tell me.
He looks different, don't you think? Draco. Almost ill.
Who could tell the difference?
あなるほどねあのシーンねじゃあ次はハリーとハーマイオニー忍びの地図を見て話す
Did you honestly expect you could just walk up to old Sluggy and ask him to reveal his deepest, darkest secret? Honestly, Harry, sometimes I think the Daily
忍びの地図で何見てんのこの人
Nice.
Well, you're going to have to persuade him somehow. Now you've made it even harder.
まあそうね
I'm going to bed.
おやすみハーマイオニー
Hermione, I think Malfoy's
お
leaving
い
the castle.
お前いつからマルフォイのストーカーになった
Disappears off the map.
That's not possible. No one can leave the castle these days.
毎日マルフォイのこと見てんのこの人
The map's never wrong.
Good night, Harry.
おやすみハリーとダンブルドア洞窟に着く猿じゃあ着く
where you stand, Harry? Tom Riddle once stood. Many, many years ago.
はいはいはい。分類
One
箱の
wintry
ね。
afternoon. Here you are, two young classmates to this king.
ああ。生贄
What happened is unclear, but this much is known. The children
だろう
were
な。
damaged.
お。あれ、自称すると開くんだっけ？血だっけ？で、去ると。
It's all right, sir. Don't worry. Really there.
I'm not worried, Harry.
なんかロープ見えてる。
I'm with you.
え？あ、違う、杖だ。ハリー、談話室でロンとハーマイオニーとジニーに会う。すごい長い。え？この人また黄昏れてんの？何もないところでぼーっとするんじゃない。それ以外もいるじゃねえか。え、本当にこれだけだった。タイトルだけ回収しやがった。ハリーとハーマイオニー天文台。ハリーとハーマイオニー天文棟でロンについて話す。なんて嫌なやつって。おお。なんだっけ？ RAB。それ違うか。レギュラスなんとかブラック。
Do me a favor. When I'm around, keep the snogging to a minimum, please.
Like that's going to happen. Besides, he's barking.
Oh, he says the same thing about you.
Yes, but I'm exceptionally perceptive.
You're
ロ
brilliant.
ンはするよな。
You're both brilliant.
やっぱルパーと顔をやつれてるよな。で、未公開シーン終わりか。いや、今回もなかなか少なかったな。ちょっとゲームがないからな。さあ、今回は、謎のプリンスの特典 DVD 見てきました。次回は、じゃあ、死の秘宝パート1でお会いしましょう。バイバイ。ご視聴ありがとうございました。チャンネル登録、高評価、よろしくお願いいたします。よければ他の動画も見てください。さようなら。